Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to another short video here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the newly updated FSLTL Traffic injector. Now most of you familiar with this channel will already know that FSLTL is a AI traffic application which puts live traffic based on Flight Radar 24 information injected straight into your Microsoft Flight Simulator. And of course it does this brilliantly, and best of all, of course, this is actually a freeware program. It's installed using the fly-by-wire installer. Again, most of you I'm sure are familiar with this, but they've just recently released a big update to this injector, which means that now your AI traffic runs much more smoothly. This update also fixes some issues following Sim Update 13 be released for the simulator. So the injector is currently on version 1.6.2, and as I said, this is just simply downloaded using the fly-by-wire installer. A link to that is in the video description down below. Make sure that you've got both the latest version of the traffic injector and of course also the latest version of the base models. Now the base models are effectively the aircraft and the liveries as well, so you can't have obviously live traffic in your simulator if you don't have the liveries and the models installed as well. This takes up a considerable amount of space on your hard drive, but it is really worth it because this is probably the best freeware AI traffic program around. Following this update then, one of the main key things that it has brought into the simulator is a much better traffic flow, both in the air and on the ground. What this latest version of the injector does then introduces new features, such as it now reduces the speed of any following aircraft to maintain a reasonable separation of distance when aircraft are on approach. Obviously you can see go-arounds happening all the time at the moment if aircraft get too close together, and go-arounds were very common with AI traffic. The new injector also enforces speed rules for AI traffic on the final approach below 4,000 feet. Again, this helps with separation. Aircraft holding for departure will continue to hold as well if there are any approaching aircraft on final within 10 kilometers of the runway. Now I know in real life that sounds a little bit too far, but remember the FSLTI traffic team can only work with the coding within the stipulations of the flight simulator itself, so there are some things that they can't work around and are limited to. So we may get queues at airports, but it will still look a lot better than go around after go around. Aircraft holding will also maintain the hold until the landing aircraft has begun braking for the runway exit. This reduces the chances of aircraft taking off while arriving aircraft are still on the runway. Again, a bit of an immersion killer when that happens. Departing aircraft entering the runway will also use a higher taxi speed for their runway lineup and then speeding up the departure significantly. Before we've seen aircraft lining up on the runway and they've been taking all day about it, which again can cause go-arounds with aircraft arriving, and of course if you're sat in that big long queue waiting to depart, it can probably annoy you, but then again that happens in the real world. Even so, it's nice to see that that has also been addressed. Now all of these features are labelled in the injector under the new option of the separation config being enabled or disabled if you prefer. This is now a choice that you make when you start the FSLTL traffic injector. As you can see here, simply turn it on, and why would you even turn this off? I personally can't see a reason for that, because this is now working much better than I've ever seen the injector working before. I also know that many of you say that FSLTL running for quite a long time significantly reduces frame rates over time. Well, I've ran this time lapse now for over 2 hours and there isn't any lagging at all. After 2 hours I came back into the sim and everything FPS and performance wise was absolutely fantastic. So absolutely no issues there on my side to report, but I would be keen to hear what you guys think of this update and how you find FSLTL performing on your system. Leave a comment down below. Now of course there are still some bugs and things which the FSLTL team can't really do too much about, and I have looked at this in a previous video where there are several things which cannot be addressed due to the coding of Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is beyond the developer's control. Only Azobo could fix those issues. But there are a couple of things, like the aircraft's approach speeds can now get a little bit unrealistically slow just whilst the traffic injector attempts to create a better separation. These things you'd probably not notice, but they are there. Aircraft sometimes are also forced to taxi over the top of one another if they are being held. Again, this is something the team are looking at to see if they can make a way that this will obviously not happen. I've not seen this happen myself, but obviously the team have said it is possible, so that must be the case. It's also important to know that the new separation option, which the team have now brought in, is not to be used in conjunction with AI ground, AI flow, or AI separation mods. If you want to keep using those mods, you must turn off this new separation option in the FSLTL Traffic injector, because otherwise they will just conflict with each other and things may not end up looking good. So once again from me, a huge shout out to these developers continuing to work on FSLTL Traffic. For those of you that don't like flying on online networks like the VATSIM network, for example, FSLTL Traffic is the closest you can get to real live traffic based on Flight Radar 24 information, and of course it now also includes VFR traffic as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like. Of course, you can also support the channel further if you wish with super thanks, which are now available across all videos on the channel. And if you are new to us, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos and of course our live streamed content. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.